For 27 years, my wife and I were fortunate enough to live in the beautiful county of North Yorkshire. A whole host of poems for children were written during that time, often arising from the myths and legends and landscapes of that county. For this upload I put 4 together. They weren't all written at the same time, but they do have themes in common. In most poems of this period, I tended to see stones and rocks as far more than just mere lumps of mineral. They have an existence in their own right. I used to use poems like this with young pupils to show and encourage them to write poems or short descriptions to describe and respond to the world around them. First poem. Stones in themselves. Stones in themselves are magical. Every line, stain, crease and grain holds more secrets than your mind or mine can ever imagine. All bear the scars of their making. So who are you to discard them, when for want of taking a few brief moments to look again, you can be dazzled by their history? Strata, Part 1. Stone was ready for them. Wind, water, ice and fire, earthquake, man and time, stone took it all. Every passing moment, every falling leaf, every fleeting footstep, every drop of rain and blood. Stone might lose the occasional skirmish, but it never forgot its ancestry nor its legacy. Stone, after all, was stardust. Strata, Part 2. Rock hunkered down, trying to keep out of Wind's way, but Wind saw him. He was like that, sneaky. He could see round corners. Wind whispered to rain and snow and ice and hail, and together they planned their attack. Rock put up a good fight, but eventually he was worn down. Rain, snow, ice and hail thought they'd won, but they hadn't reckoned on Rock having children. Stone, pebble, gravel, sand and dust all fought back. They remembered their father. They wanted revenge. Nothing was going to beat them that easily. The battle raged for millennia, until everyone eventually needed a rest. That was Wind's big mistake. Stone, pebble, gravel, sand and dust got together with the magma mob and the lava gang. You can probably guess what happened next. His next poem is different. One of the activities during an outdoor education visit to Clapham was to explore the village. The final stopping place was the church and the graveyard. And with the children, we explored the graves and the epitaphs, and I explained that stonemasons would have carved each of those gravestones with whatever words were chosen. And then I asked them to imagine a child of their own age standing in front of a gravestone and looking at the words that had been carved and remembering that their own grandfather had once been a stonemason. Mason. Grandfather made this mark. Chisel in hand, he hewed the stone, chasing a line held by him alone. An old man's fingers and an old man's eye worked together to forever tie stone to man and him to me. By neither time nor grime can that bond broken be. With my hand upon stone, I reach in and hold onto warmth in the heart of distant, ageless cold.